So, this is going to be a very eye-opening video for you guys. I want to talk about some things here that is absolutely no joke. You're going to get certain signs from God and in your intuition about certain people in life. And what I've come to realize is that it's not always the easiest thing to do for people to remove certain people out of their life, including myself in the past. But I've overcome so much. I put myself in a position where I could lose the most important person alive to me, and life is going to go on. If that's not strength, I don't know what is. Like, that's strength that 95% of people in this world do not have, maybe even more. That's what real independence is. And it's not that you want it to be that way, it's just that way. Like, you learned how to live life without looking for something outside of yourself. You learned how to do it. And to most people, it's a very difficult thing. To most people, they cannot do it. They are codependently attached to something, whether it be family, whether it be Snapchat, whether it be something where they're always involved with somebody else. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be involved with other human beings, but you shouldn't have to be. You should know how to have a good time by yourself. You should know how to do things yourself. You should be happy by yourself. Because the more you are on the opposite side of what I'm trying to explain, the harder, the tougher, and the more brutal it is going to be for you. When you are so dependent on other people, it's not going to be good. You're going to be in a world of shit. And that is something you have to overcome. If you have certain people in your life and you got a bad intuition about certain people, there's certain things go on and it's like there's a line that's crossed too many times. That is God telling you to remove certain select individuals out of your life. And it is something you must do. It is something you must do. I went through this phase at 19 because I used to have all the friends in the world. Friends. But I began to realize that there's levels apart from me and these people in a lot of different ways. And I had to let them go. And I had to focus on my life. And I had to live a completely different life. In a completely different reality. And it's something you must learn to do. You can't always be attached to people and make people understand what you understand. And it's like you're always with people. Let them go, bro. You got to let them go because they're not going to understand. Like, a lot of you on this channel understand what I'm saying right now. But some of you also don't. So you have to learn how to let those people go, so you can propel forward. Because if you don't, and you're stuck and fixated on trying to get everybody to come with you all the time, you're going to hold yourself back. You're going to block yourself from propelling forward to the levels you actually want to go to. Because most people ain't going to go. They ain't going to want to go where you want to go. It's almost as if they're fine where they're at, but are they really? Because it's the same people that complain and want more and want this and want that, but they never get more. So these people are not supposed to be attached to you, attached to your life, attached to your path and purpose. They have to go. If you're getting certain vibes about people that's good, let it be. But if you're talking to certain individuals, bro, and you just get bad vibes, there's something inside of you that's telling you that this person is just no good. You have to let them go. Something else too to watch out for is to stop making excuses up in your own head. Stop giving people a reason as to why you should stay. Do not do this. Because I could find a lot of good things about certain individuals that it's like, yeah, well, we got this in common, we got that in common, so yeah, it's probably good. Well, there might be deal breakers. I have things in common with people that are just complete bums right now. There might be something we have in common. We might both watch sports, but we're still very different. So you have to let certain people go. Just because you have a few things in common does not mean you should be close with these people. What you're going to understand is that shit don't even matter. When your worlds apart, it ain't gonna matter. It's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna be enough for you to be close with that kind of a person. They have to be removed. Not in a negative way, like, oh, it's just like, let go. They might not even be horrible people. They might be too, but they might not be. But the thing is, man, like, when you're serious about your life and you care about your life, you care about your future, you care about your results, you live a structured life, you don't want to mess around, you don't want to mess it up. There are people you just can't hang with. There's people you just should not be around. There are certain people you should not date. Instead of giving yourself excuses, if I did that dumb shit, I would have myself into something that should not be. People are either deserving of you or they're not. If they don't measure up, they don't measure up. And that is a cold hard truth. People have to be on your level. People have to be on the same page, the same wavelength as you are. They have to be. If your intuition is telling you there's something off, there's something about them that it's just not going to work, you have to let them go. Also, if they're the type of people that's always asking you for favors, they're always trying to get something out of you, and they don't give back, that's a sign, bro. They're giving to you, or you're giving to them, they're not giving to you. You have to cut them off. Unless they change, but are they going to change? Like, are they really? You'd be surprised how many people today just go from person to person to person to person to person to person to person and step on every single person they use all the way to the top. You'd be surprised how many females go from guy to guy to guy to guy to guy, getting dinner dates, getting shit like that, and they step on every single one of these guys. They don't respect them. They don't love, admire, and respect them, and they just do these weasel type of things. Could you imagine being on the opposite side of that? Like, that is retarded. Some of these guys that allow this to happen, it just blows my mind. It's honestly a little bit freaky. Like, how could you not know what is going on? If I didn't know for a fact a woman did not love, admire, and respect me, I would not even buy her a damn coffee. Because I just see you as pretty much the enemy. Because I know how these modern day bimbo schmimbos are. And yeah, you're the enemy. Obviously not all, but I know what a lot of people are like, bro. I know what a lot of so-called friends are like. I know what a lot of these females are like. I know what a lot of people are like. And I ain't finna get used, because it's gonna piss me off. Do you want to piss me off? You want me to invest into you when you're nothing more than a snake? And hold up, the reason why I am the way I am today is because of the past, because of shit that has happened in the past, because of my experiences, my life experiences, the things I've done for people, and the things that have happened. It would blow your mind to see it. The backstabbing that went on, the amount of shit that I've done for other people, and the backstabbing that went on. It would blow your mind. So, you just gotta be very careful, man. Listen to your intuition. If you're not close with somebody, why should you invest? Like anything. If you have a friend and you know, like, just by the way, like, your fella's connection is, you just know for a fact you guys will be cool forever because of the way you are and because of the way they are. You know you're going to be like brothers forever. You can actually invest. You can actually do things to help your people in this sense, in this case. But if you're not sure about certain people, man, and someone wants to hang out or something like that, and you do something to left field with kind of like a newish person or something, and you're getting the vibes where it's like, you just don't think the respect is there. You just don't think anything is going to be there. Why should you invest into a person like that? There are people you know you'll be cool with forever. There's people you know you're kind of on the board with. And if you're on the board, if you kind of get that feeling about them, don't invest. Do not do it. Because I made this dumbass mistake too many times a while back. And I learned my lessons. You have to always follow your intuition. And you can't let people get over on you. You got to be careful. Shit like that pisses me off. And I can't help the way I am. You try to get over on me. You try to do something like that, I'm gonna get pissed. It's just how I am. It happened too many times, and now it's like, what happens when you poke the bear too many times? You're probably gonna get your fucking fingers bit off. It's kind of like that. So Always listen to your intuition. Get a read on people. Don't give people excuses. I done this dumb shit. I gave people too many freebies. Okay, well, this and this and this. Okay, well, maybe it'll do this time. Maybe it'll work out this time. None of that. When someone crosses a line, they cross the line. You cut those snakes' heads off, bro. You cut them off. A big change happened with me when I became a younger adult, 19, 20, 21. Because that is the age of accountability. That is the age where you can no longer give people excuses. That is the age where you do mature. And if you don't, you're screwed. I could not give people excuses as an adult. The people that were around my age, at my age when I was that age, I could no longer give them an excuse because they were no longer a teenager. They were no longer young. I couldn't make up an excuse for them. Yeah, they're young. They probably just did that and they'll learn. It got to a point where I could no longer do that. The excuses were no longer valid. You do that type of shit as a grown adult, not a good sign. Gotta cut their heads off, bro, and carry on. I don't care what kind of a past you had with them. I don't care what kind of a time you had with them. Some of these people you'll have fun times with, but they're not good people like that. Which is why you have to cut them off. They have a lot of learning and a lot of growing to do. And it's only going to hold you back giving people like that excuses. You literally have to move forward with your life full force and be improving all the time, be doing different things all the time, be trying new things all the time, be working hard on things that are in you to do. Whether it's playing piano, you want to become a piano star, you want to go on Dancing with the Stars, you want to break a world record in long jump. You want to do anything. Whatever is in you, you have to do those things. You have to follow the person you actually are and leave people behind. You can't just, oh, well, I want this. I wish I had more friends. I wish I had a relationship partner. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Keep being who you are. Evolve into the person you're supposed to be. And what do you think's going to happen? What's supposed to happen? You shouldn't even be worried what's going to happen. You should just be thankful you're on the right path. You should just be concerned about where you're going in your future. Because that's when everything just falls into place the way it's supposed to. And you can't control anything outside of yourself. You can try, but you're going to fail. You can't tell people what to do. You can't tell people where to go. You can't do this. You can't do that. And you know what? This is something else I try to do. I tried to help people the best way I could. I tried to dictate people's lives because I felt it was in me to do it. I felt so many people were doing wrong things. And I wanted to be like the older brother. I wanted to lift people up. I wanted people to see what I saw. I wanted them to live accordingly. I wanted them to do the right things. You can't control people, bro. You can't. That's why you have to let them go. And you have to go on your own path. This is what I've learned young. And when you do this, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody else. It don't matter who you lose. You're going to gain so much more, so much better. Things are going to get so much better the more you put in yourself and the further you get ahead in life. What you're going to realize is most of those people that you saw potential in have become bums, nothings. They literally threw their lives away. You did not want to see it happen. This is what I didn't want to see happen. There was nothing else I could do. I tried. I frustrated people. I got people mad because I wanted them to be disciplined. They wanted to be young and free and have fun and thinking life is free. It's not free. It's not. You have one life. You can't see it as something that you have for free. It is a privilege to be alive. Like, it's more valuable than anything else you could ever achieve, you could ever do in this world. Your life is worth more than anything outside of yourself. So if you want to go ahead and, yeah, my life is free, my time is free, I can just do whatever I want. You're never going to live your best life with that kind of a mindset. You have to take things seriously to an extent. Just by being smart, you can put yourself leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. Ahead of a low life type of life. And that's why there's certain things you have to do. You have to be mature and go about things the right ways in life, whether you like it at the time or not. I didn't want to let a bunch of my past friends go. I wanted them to be great. I thought we were going to be bros forever. Didn't happen. And I had to let it go so I could grow. I had to cut them off. I had to stop talking to them. I no longer talk to them. It's something you have to do. They're never going to get it. You have something inside of you that they just don't. You got it, they don't. Some people just got it, some people just don't. And they never will. Because you're chosen. And this is just how things are. I used to think people were better than they actually were until I started to realize most people are very, very pathetic. Like, it's honestly sad. And you start to realize your own potential. You start to realize how gifted you are. How different you are than everybody else. How bad you want it more than everybody else. How many things you're willing to go through more than everybody else around you. Nobody want it like you want it, dog. You're chosen. Nobody want it like you want it. And they never will. And it's something you can't teach. People that amount to nothing, you can't teach them anything. You can't tell them anything. So, you could see potential in certain people, but they're not going to live up to it. You could see certain potential in relationship partners. They might not live up to it. And these are all people you have to let go. And your intuition is no joke. You can't go against it. You can't give people built-in excuses, especially as an adult. Especially. You might give yourself a pass if you're still young, you're still a kid, you're watching this. There's certain people you might be able to give a pass to because they might not have fully matured, they might not have fully developed, and they really might have made a mistake, but most of the time it's not even going to be the case. So don't even use this as a cop-out or an excuse. Listen to your intuition. Don't go against it. If you listen, God will give you the answers. If you don't want to listen and you want to go off by, I want to do what I want to do. And what I think, I think I want it to go this way, so I'm going to try this. It's not always the best way to go about things, bro. It's not. Most of the time, the thing you want is the thing that's not going to happen. because something else is going to happen. Sometimes the person you want is not the person you're going to be with. And that's just the way it is. Sometimes the friends you thought you wanted maybe when you were younger are not the people you're actually going to be friends with, because other things had to change. You had to go through certain phases, and there's going to be new people that pop up. You just never know with life, but the thing is, man, you can't hold yourself back. You have to listen to God. You can't hold yourself back. You have to give life all you've got. It is the most important thing. Could you imagine holding yourself back for years and years and years to unloyal people who don't even work hard, that don't even really care about you? That's just madness. Now you don't have a future. You don't have your people. Nothing looks promising because you want it to fit in. You know how many people try to fit in? Which is, I'm going to make a video deeper into detail on. And everything just messes up. You can't let that happen, because you got to put yourself first. If you put yourself first, these things are not going to happen. If you put yourself first, you're going to lose a lot of people. This is just the way life is. And it is your choice. But I advise you to make the right choice. And you already know what the right choice is.